On February 28, 2026, the Middle East changed forever. In the pre-dawn darkness, the United States and Israel launched one of the most significant military operations. A coordinated surprise strike across Iran, targeting military installations, nuclear infrastructure, and government leadership. Within hours, the unthinkable had happened. Supreme Leader Ali Khamenei was dead, killed on the very first day of the operation. Iran's response was swift, massive, and unprecedented. Hundreds of missiles and drones screamed across the Gulf, not just toward Israel and American military bases, but at every member of the Gulf Cooperation Council. Saudi Arabia, Kuwait, Bahrain, Qatar, Oman, and the United Arab Emirates, which absorbed some of the heaviest Iranian strikes of any nation in the region in the first 48 hours alone. The UAE suffered the highest number of Iranian missile and drone strikes, Abu Dhabi's. International Airport was targeted. Landmark sites across the country were struck. The skies above one of the world's great commercial hubs were, for the first time in decades, a battlefield. The world watched. Investors watched. Travelers watched. And the question on everyone's lips was the same. What does this mean for the UAE? Today, we answer that question with facts, with data, and with history, because this is not the UAE's first storm, and it will not be its last. To understand the full impact on the UAE and the Gulf, we need to understand the conflict itself. The seeds of this war go back years. Since the October 7th attacks on Israel in 2023, the entire Middle East entered a slow-burning escalation. Israel struck Iranian proxies across the region. In June 2025, the U.S. and Israel launched the 12-day war, targeted airstrikes that set back Iran's nuclear program but did not end the standoff. By January 2026, Iran's security forces killed thousands of protesters during an uprising. A massive U.S. military buildup began in the Gulf. The Strait of Hormuz, the narrow choke point through which 20% of the world's oil flows, was effectively shut down. Oil producers saw output fall. Oil prices surged more than 40%. Global stock markets fell sharply. Airlines grounded flights. Thousands of passengers were stranded. And now we turn to the UAE. While the war has created real disruption, the story of how the UAE responded is one of extraordinary institutional strength. This country was not built for easy times. Over 50 years, the UAE has navigated multiple Gulf wars, oil price collapses, and a global pandemic. Sheikh Hamad bin Mohammed delivered a clear message to the business community. This country will emerge stronger. It was backed by impressive fiscal numbers. A net asset position of 184% of GDP means the UAE government owns far more than it owes. It is, in the truest sense, a creditor nation. Government liquid assets at 210% of GDP means there is an enormous war chest available to absorb economic shocks and protect jobs. S&P Global reaffirmed the UAE's AA rating within days. Their analysts stated that fiscal buffers provide a significant economic buffer to external shocks. The UAE Central Bank unveiled a 5-pillar resilience package: monetary policy, liquidity access, capital buffer relief, and additional lending support. Critically, to 75% of the UAE's GDP now comes from non-oil sectors: trade, logistics, tourism, financial services, and technology. The country has signed economic partnership agreements with India, Indonesia, and Turkey, weaving itself into the global economy deeply. We must be honest about tourism. The war has dealt a blow. Dubai and Abu Dhabi airports operated at severely reduced capacity. Emirates Airlines saw its fleet grounded. Hotel bookings plummeted. Major events were disrupted, including the 2026 Dubai World Cup night. But here is what data and history point to. This is a temporary disruption, not a permanent shift in the country's trajectory. Economists project a recovery of 6 to 12 months. The planes will return. The hotels will fill. The deals will get done. They always have. The UAE's most enduring advantage is trust. Trust built over decades of consistent delivery, of promises made and kept, of a leadership that earned confidence. The UAE is home to over 200 nationalities. It successfully hosted Expo 2020. It built Dubai into a world city and Abu Dhabi into a cultural destination. History is the guide. After Houthi drone attacks in 2022, tourism and investment rebounded faster than predicted. After COVID, Dubai was the first to reopen. The UAE has the resources and the track record to close the gap between perception and reality. Faster than any other nation. The 2026 Iran war is not over. The economic impact is real. Anyone who tells you otherwise is not being honest with you. But the UAE entered this crisis with one of the strongest fiscal positions on earth, its banks. Remained liquid, its leadership communicated with clarity. The trade agreements, the free zones, the logistics corridors, these are structural assets that outlast any conflict. When the dust finally settles, when the sky's clear. The UAE will have the same answer it has always had. Here, we are here, open for business. We were here before the storm, we stood firm during it. And we will be here long after it passes. The UAE turns crises into opportunities. That is not optimism. That is 50 years of proof.